be testing out the North Star NSQ series sprayer. This is the 26-gallon tank. The maximum pressure on this is 70 psi, and it does 2.2 gallons per minute. So I had already put this thing together. There is a little bit of assembly. It's really not that difficult. The instructions were very easy. I'm not going to go over that. Basically, you're just hooking up your hoses, crimping them on there. You have to attach this part, your little filter and stuff, the hose. So it really wasn't that difficult to put together. So we'll just go over a couple things with it real fast. Here, this red knob, you have your pressure gauge, so you can control how much comes out of the sprayer. And then you have your pressure gauge here, so you know how much you're using. And then over here you have your little filter that just screws on, and you want to make sure that you clean this very often, just about every time you use it. And then coming around to this side, you have a long hose. And what I loved about this sprayer and why I chose this sprayer was because it does the broadcast and the spot sprayer. And most of them were just spot sprayers, and I like to do this on the four-wheeler. So to hold the sprayer and try to drive at the same time really just didn't sound appealing to me. So this does the spot spraying as well, and it comes with a very long hose. And then you have your broadcast sprayer here that all you do is just pop this off the holder, turn it around, and sit it right there in that little attachment, and then you just drive along. Couple things right off the bat that I had issues with putting this together. As soon as I filled it up, the drain nozzle right here, I ended up replacing it. It just didn't hold. It leaked, and I just find that unacceptable. I had to go to the hardware store and get that plumber's tape, that real thin white tape, and just wrap it around the threads and then screw that on. And this cap has like an O-ring in it, so that seems to have worked. However, I don't want to take it off now because I got it on there good and tight, which really could be a pain. So I was a little disappointed with that. I also put some of that tape on the nozzle here, so that just help with leaking. The other thing that was a little disappointing is the marks for the gallons. Once you put your ratchet straps on there, you can't see it. You can hardly tell what the numbers are. Like, you really have to look. Like, here's 24 and there's 26. Not a huge deal, but right where the ratchet goes, you can't see the marks, which is a little annoying. It has a nice big lid here. It has a cable attached to it so you don't lose it, which is pretty nice. Then you attach your power cord over here. It has the switch. You run that to your battery. This tank on this quad is a little big, so I have a hard time getting into the battery with the seat. So you want to kind of hook this all up before you fill it with water if it's going to sit over your seat. So I had a hard time getting that on and off. So we'll just fire this thing up here real quick and show you how it works. All right, so to use the broadcast sprayer, take the arm, flip it around, stick it down there in that attachment, and then you're going to make sure that you turn the red knob on. Then you turn this on, and as you can see, I mean, it's supposed to do a 14-foot width. I'd have to say that's pretty close. I'd say it's like 12 feet, but boy, that really covers a lot of area. And if you come and look at the water, you can see right here in the middle, there's a pretty big puddle compared to the rest of it. So you do kind of get an uneven stream, but I love the width that this covers. So that is excellent. When you're done with the broadcast sprayer, you just flip that around. Make sure that this is turned off. You cannot use both at the same time. So if you're trying to like cover more ground with the broadcast sprayer and the spot sprayer, that is not going to work. To use the spot sprayer, this is pretty awesome. So to use the spot sprayer, turn it on, select your pressure. Once that pressure builds up, all you do is squeeze the trigger. And then on the end of your nozzle here, you can create the stream that you want. And look how far that goes.
a hose.
Look at that. That is cool. So now, look at this. I got a little bit of a leak right here. So you got to make sure that you really clamp down on those. So I got to fix that. And when you turn that off, make sure there's no pressure left. Squeeze that out when you're going to store this. Also, you do not want to store any of your chemicals in the tank. They recommend that is just a bad idea. So whatever you're going to use, make sure you use it all. Unfortunately, again, the drain cap for me, I'm afraid to take it off. So I'm going to probably have to take this off and dump it out the other way, or else it's going to leak. So we're going to tighten that up and take it for a spin, see what it does. So I would recommend just filling this up with water, because at 2.2 gallons per minute, it does drain out pretty fast. So you kind of have to get a sense of how fast to go. I'm only using water right now just for this demonstration, because you really should be wearing a mask and gloves when you're dealing with the chemicals. So I definitely recommend just filling this up with water and practice with it, because as you know, the chemicals themselves are pretty expensive as well. So hope this helps. Any questions, just leave me a comment and I'll do the best I can to answer. I really appreciate you guys watching.